Hi, friends. I'm Adam Marco, the voice of your Scranton Wilkes-Barre RailRiders, and this is Dunkin's Cup of Coffee. It's our chance to take a look at the RailRiders 2022 season. We get it started with the manager, Doug Davis, joining us for our first episode of the year. Well, Doug, thank you so much for taking time out of the day down at as the RailRiders get ready to take on Syracuse. We are having a cup of coffee thanks to our friends at Dunkin' Donuts. Take me back to last year, coming out of 2020, such a strange year, a difficult year for everyone. We get baseball back last summer. What were your takeaways from baseball returning in 2021?
Well, I think the biggest factor was that we just were able to get on the field and play. And we were able to do it relatively, in a normal fashion. I know we started a little bit late. We started in May. But we were up there in April. We had, that group of guys there that were basically there for the taxi squad. It gave me an opportunity to learn everybody, to have a chance to be around my staff. Myself, I didn't go to spring training, and some of my staff didn't either. So it was good for us just to get ourselves on the field in uniform and around the players, and be able just to get things going again. So I think, my biggest takeaway again was the fact, Adam, that we just were, we were playing baseball. We were playing baseball in front of people. The fans could come. As the season progressed, things got better. We were very fortunate from the standpoint that we really didn't have any issues with COVID. Now the big league club did at times, and that certainly impacted our season, but in a good way, because we were able to send a bunch of guys up there and have them help and participate and all that. But we were very fortunate not having that issue in Scranton. And so I think all in all, it was a very successful year. We really enjoyed ourselves. I think we played well, and we were able to, again, send some guys up to the big club, and so that they could help out. And I think everybody did a real good job in that respect.
As we got to the end of the year, it happens all the time. You get to the end of a AAA season, and some guys go up to the big leagues and stick. Some guys go on to other organizations and try to find their way with another major league franchise. Some of our staff has moved on as well. And, Casey Dykes and Desi Druschel with us at the end of last season, up to the Yankees. Darren London, longtime trainer for the RailRiders, for the Yankees AAA affiliate, retired, wanted to get back home and spend time with his kids. So you've got some new faces in the dugout with you this year. And I know it's early. We're still in that feeling out period, trying to understand who brings what to the table. But what do you expect from these new faces to your staff this year? It's a different feel. It's a different look. It's a different group of personalities each and every year. What do you look for from the guys like Trevor and Graham and, Jimmy Downham, the new trainer? What do you look for from this group?
Well, I think we've had a chance to spend a little time together in spring training. We're certainly spending an awful lot of time now that we're together. And, the expectations, I think, are the same that they were last year. Obviously, when you lose somebody like Darren, even just from an organizational standpoint, that becomes a little bit shocking. But, I completely understand from a family situation why he made the decision that he did. So Jimmy's been around this organization a long time. He's been in AA. He's going to fit right in. I know he's a little nervous because I have, told him many times that he has very big shoes to fill. But he'll be fine. And, really Raul Dominguez, my first base coach and our outfield base running coach, and Larry, our strength and conditioning coach, are really the only two guys that are coming back. So everybody else is new. But I've been through this before. Well, really, we all have, and we all are very focused on what the job is, what it entails. Each and every one of these guys has specific duties that they have to take care of, and they're going to do that and do it very well. And as we get through and we work through the season, we're going to learn each other, and we're going to get better at our jobs, get better at communicating, and, be a very cohesive group, once this thing starts rolling.
Talking with RailRiders manager Doug Davis on Dunkin's Cup of Coffee. with everything that's gone on at the big league level, we get into this season, AAA starting Tuesday, the big league clubs getting started later in the week, and then the rest of the minor league clubs starting over this weekend. Like, it's a very different year. Seems like we say that way too much, but it's a very different year as to how things are starting. And at the big league level, they made the rule change a couple of weeks ago that the big league roster for the month of April is expanded by a few spots. Do you think that affects us much? Do you think that affects how you see this team, the roster complexion build out in the month of April? Or is it more just a different way of what we've always done, where we're ready, next guy up, next man up, whether they're on the big league roster or about to go there at some point? How do you think that affects what we have this first month of the year?
Well, our main priority, Adam's always been to make sure that, we have a group of players that are prepared to go to the big leagues and help out at any given time. So, and because it's AAA and as things have evolved over the last, 25 years or so, more and more players end up going to the big leagues probably than they ever have before. So, we're going to see a lot of guys come through Scranton over the course of the season. And so starting off this year where, they have 28 players, they've got a couple more guys that obviously would have been our players. I don't think that's going to impact us a whole lot. They've got plenty of guys that can come to Scranton and play and do very well and be successful. So I think it's great. It gives a couple kids an opportunity maybe to get here at the beginning that they wouldn't have had otherwise. And it also gives, a couple guys a chance to get some major league time and be on that roster and hopefully help the big league club get off to a really good start as well. So not a whole lot of impact, but I think it's very positive, from a player standpoint and hopefully from an organizational standpoint as well.
Finally for you, sir, as we look at this year, you're coming off a 75-52 record last year. Sent a lot of guys up to the majors to help the New York Yankees. Competitive throughout the course of the season, one of the best clubs in minor league baseball the first 2-3 months of the year. Then things started to shift a little bit, and we see where the season took us. Still a phenomenal finish. Expectations for this year, and not knowing what our roster will be next week, let alone 3 weeks from now or September. Pretty good chance we see a lot of the best prospects in the Yankees organization. A lot of those guys have started to graduate to the upper levels now. What are your expectations outside of, and I'll take your number one answer away, providing talent for the major leagues, providing talent for the New York Yankees, because that's first and foremost. What do you expect to see happen this season?
Well, I'm really hoping that, this season is a season where we really do sort of gravitate back to what we would consider being normal minor league AAA baseball. And that covers a lot of things. I think that, from a COVID standpoint, hopefully that will continue to subside and get better, throughout the country so that it's not such an impactful issue that we have to deal with. I think that, will help us bring more and more people to the ballpark. The fans come back and really enjoy coming to Scranton, coming to see this team play. It is obviously, providing talent for the New York Yankees.
Sure.
That's obviously number one. And we do kind of take things day to day because again, it's guys just being prepared, and all of the work that they take, it takes that has to happen for everybody to really, be prepared to do the job that they're asked to do. But I foresee this being similar to last year. I know we're going to have a tremendous amount of talent. We're going to have a lot of prospects at this level. It's going to be an awful lot of fun, working with these guys and being able to put them out there on the field so that everybody can, see what they can do and have a chance to see a lot of the faces that are ultimately going to end up in New York at some point in time. So, we will take it day to day. I'm looking forward to the Syracuse trip in April, and it was cold in May last year. I'm sure it's going to be cold again. But we'll we'll do the very best we can and work our way through this. It's going to be a long season. It's 6 months, but certainly looking forward to it. I know everybody else on the staff is too.
Trips to Syracuse, all of our divisional rivals over the years, our first ever trip to St. Paul to take on the Saints, go to Omaha for the first time since 1990. It's going to be an interesting year, no doubt.
Yes, it will. Very interesting. And it's really neat that we have an opportunity to expand a little bit and get out to some of these other cities, and some of them that we haven't seen in a long time.
Doug, I want to thank you so much for the time. We'll catch up again at some point here on Dunkin's Cup of Coffee. I've got a Dunkin gift card for you. Take you out for that.
Awesome.
Take you out for that next cup of coffee on our friends at Dunkin. And thank you so much for taking time out of your day.
Adam, my pleasure. I'm always looking forward to it.
Thanks, Doug, for taking time out of the day. We'll catch you next time on Dunkin's Cup of Coffee.